You're seen in one of the most beloved, I guess, sci-fi series of all time, so Stargate.
Which one was that? Stargate.
Yeah.
Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there something about Stargate Atlantis which you think is super special compared to other sci-fi universes? And especially there are 3 Stargate series, I guess.
Yes.
It's the original, then SG-1, which you also participated in, I think, and Atlantis.
Right. So, yeah, well, the Stargate phenomenon is phenomenon. And you asked a very good question about it. What is it that makes it stand out from other ones? And I think in one word, it's...
Besides the gate, I guess.
Besides the gate, I guess, and the concept. But every show has a concept and an idea. But what's important about it is its ability to engage people. And I think the thing that Stargate has is humor.
Yeah.
Is a sense of humor. Is because we all know that we're watching science fiction. We all know that this is made up, this is fantasy. Yeah. So why don't we have fun?
Yeah.
Why don't we enjoy it, right? And Stargate had that that you can have an adventures and then you can have fun. So you have those comments to it, and the fans reacted to that.
Yeah.
And so I think that is the DNA that holds the franchise together, but also the community outside of that, because I've been lucky. I've been to places like New Zealand, I've been to places like Vienna, I've been to places like Israel, Madrid, Canada, all over the world, and everybody responds to the fact that, oh, it's so funny, Zelenka and McKay, ha ha ha, you know, that sort of thing. So there's an element in it which is very human and very approachable, right?
Yeah.
And I think when you have too much computer graphics, too much fantasy, too much blue light and zapping things coming at you, lens flare. It just becomes okay. That's powerful. It becomes a logical exercise rather than an emotional exercise.
Okay, and lately you switched gears and switched to the Eververse, which is also kind of fantasy, but
not Eververse. No.
Arrowverse.
Arrowverse. I'm sorry. I'm misunderstanding. Yes. Well,
I see parallels in these things because it's not science fiction anymore, but it's fantasy kind of, and also super.
It's a different show, and it has a different DNA and a different programming, and that is the superhero universe, which is what we're consumed with it now. Everywhere is superheroes, and everything that we're watching is superheroes, and the metaphor is kind of been overdone. It's we get it, good versus evil. So I think the ones that excel or the ones that work best are the ones that sort of take that metaphor to the next level. And again, I'm going to go back to the idea of character that I was talking about with Stargate, and I think that's what's important. I think Marvel, for example, has figured that out too. That humor and character, and here for DC in the Arrowverse, it's also very much character based. The decisions are all character based. Would Oliver do that? Would do that? And that's kind of the part that appeals to me. The idea that and for example, the friendship that Anatoly has with Oliver. I mean, he's a Russian gangster, and he's a vigilante superhero. Not two people that you would assume would be friends, right? Necessarily, but in the human world, that is completely possible. That people like this from different worlds can be friends. It's also a very important, I think, role model in terms of who can be a superhero. This is what's been developing now more and more as more voices and more diversity it comes out, that the metaphor of we overcoming evil is plays itself out in that. So it's kind of cool.
Since you participated in 2 huge franchises and intellectual properties, is there something you say this would be interesting to take part in, like the Lord of the Rings universe or anything like that? Well, do you have the feeling you missed out on something like this?
Well, no. I mean, the thing about the way I'll take the question from the inside out. I mean, as an actor, we're doing a scene, and that scene is, I was talking about it earlier today, if you consider the analogy of a car trying to make a left turn. So as an actor, you are just trying to do this one thing. You're trying to make a left turn. And as a director, you are looking at the intersection. And as a producer, you are looking at the whole map. So you have a sense for all of that, and that map is called sci-fi, or that map is called cowboy movie, or that map is called superhero. But we're in that trying to get it done. If I'm on a horse, it's a cowboy movie. If I'm in space, it's sci-fi. If there's lots of stunts going on, it's Arrow. So the context is almost irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
It's important for how the product is understood, how the story is categorized. But really, from my perspective, I don't choose it based on category, or I don't choose. If I have the opportunity to choose, it's on character, it's on script, it's on storytelling, and so it doesn't mean that I would say no to a soap opera. I would say no to this. It's all about. For me, character. Different actors have different things. So I don't regret missing what I haven't been in, and nor do I look at it as, well, now I should do this category because this is a good category to do. I'll just do wherever the work is, and the work is appealing. Yeah.
Are there any future projects you're working on besides Arrow?
Yeah, there's a project that I'm involved with right now. We're filming in Prague. As a matter of fact, tomorrow morning. It's an HBO miniseries. It's in Czech, and it's called Oblivious. The Czech name is Bezvědomí, and it's a 6-part miniseries about spies in 1989, just before the Berlin Wall comes down. So that's really cool. And I'm also involved with Amazon is doing a project called Carnival Row, which sounds really, really cool. I've just went for my wardrobe fitting, and we're going to be filming in about 2 weeks from now. And it's gaslit neo-Victorian, so it's a steampunk version, kind of like what Westworld is for cowboys. So this is like a steampunk version of Orlando Bloom is in it. Some of the other actors. So that sounds really cool. Carnival Row. Watch out for that.
Since you talked about a famous actor like Orlando Bloom, are there any colleagues you would like to be seen on screen with at some point in some way?
Wow, yeah. I mean, name any good actor. Viggo Mortensen. I'd love to work with, I don't know, Johnny Depp. I'd like to work with, there's oh my gosh, there's a litany of great actors. I don't carry any of them around in my mind. I'll come up with it as we go, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, so since you're jumping around kind of in all the different directions that are possible, you named steampunk is on the line. I think you have a really diverse portfolio on what you performed in. How did you come into this kind of work as an actor? Was this always your dream, or did it happen by accident?
Yeah, no. Acting is something that I chose to do simply because when faced with the decision of what I wanted to do, it was more that I wanted to kind of do everything. There was lots of things that I was interested in. I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to be a policeman. I wanted to be. So I thought, well, the one job where I can do everything is be an actor. Okay. Is be an actor, because that's a job that sort of you can be a different person every day. And I mean, it has its difficulties. There's times when you don't work, and there's times when you're spending a lot of time getting work. But when the projects come along, and when the job is done, and when the scene works, and when everything comes together, it's just a magic moment. And I feel very lucky and very blessed to be able to do that.
Yeah. Did you ever pass on a role that you regret afterwards not taking in hindsight?
No, there's none that I regret not taking. There's a few that I just didn't have the time to do, or wasn't able to do because of scheduling. Only a few that I sort of thought, this is just so, but nothing that I wouldn't regret not doing.
Okay.
No. There's no Al Pacino not in Star Wars moment here.
Did you regret taking a role in hindsight where you think, wow, this project No. Probably I wouldn't do that again.
No, I actually can honestly answer that no. Everything, I own everything that I've done. I mean, I made the decision to be in it. If anything, some things just, the nature of entertainment now is so fast.
Yeah.
You know, it comes and goes. It's on TV and it goes. So if anything, it's so ethereal and it disappears so fast. And there's some commercials that I did that I thought, oh geez, but it's the nature of entertainment nowadays is it's just next. So no, I think there's still a lot of stories left to be told.
Yeah. Lots of your colleagues are not only on the big or the small screen, but also in theater. Is this something you say you would like to go more into detail with that?
No, I started in theater. I did a lot of theater when I was younger. Most of the 90s I spent, as a matter of fact, in Prague doing theater. And that was tremendous. It was a lot of fun. We had a great company there. And to this day, it remains a cornerstone for what I've been able to do since then. I love working in the theater if there's an opportunity to do that. The only thing is it takes a lot of time, and there's rehearsals, and the circumstances around theater are much more involved. So you sort of need to block that time away, and it can be a little challenging when there's other projects going on that you take a big chunk of time. If there is something come out, and I know there's a definite project, I'd love to do it, but sometimes travel and situations get in the way.
Yeah, so I guess we have one final question, and you mentioned it. You were so blessed getting around the world with Stargate, more or less, and the community. Have you ever been to Vienna before? And
yes.
And what do you take away from Vienna?
I was here on my honeymoon.
Okay.
I love Vienna. I love, of course, the Christmas markets. And,
did you go already this year?
The city. They just opened yesterday.
Yeah.
They just opened yesterday, so I didn't have it. I walked around. I saw that the lights were strung up, but they weren't turned on.
Yeah.
So it's like, almost. I think tonight they will turn them on. So they were just putting them up.
But Prague is also very nice in winter, and since you are staying there,
it is, and it's close by. So if I have some time off, I'll come back down.
So fond memories of Vienna, and I hope this interview wasn't too awful for you.
It was not awful at all. It was wonderful. I'll come back and have some Sachertorte.
Great. So thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.